Welcome to Tigers Untapped, a Bluff City media podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Trey Lasley and TJ Willis. Now, let's get to the show.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 116 is live. It's weird to hear Kenny's voice introducing us, and yet Kenneth is not with us this eve.
It's not with us. Wow, 116.
116. What are we sipping on this evening?
Hit the Trail Pale Ale from Hampline.
Hit the trail, yaks, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the trail, Yaxel, and don't you come back no more. Actually, you can come back for more if you want, but wouldn't suggest it.
Going to end well.
Based on the last two.
Is he still salty, you think?
I don't know. I don't know how you could be now.
I saw something earlier.
I think after one you can be salty. After two, it's just like you got to come to terms with it, right?
Yeah, I think it's BTA. I think is the word, the shortened abbreviation.
B2A.
B2A. Yeah, I guess that makes sense too. I was going to mention. I saw. I think it was Parth that shared it. It was Dain's Instagram, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
It said all that talking for nothing, more or less,
yep.
And it was Dain yamming on Yaxel.
LOL bet.
Dude, so shocking to me. I not because I question Dain by any means. I expected Yaxel to be better, and he has been great this year, just not against the Tigers, right?
It's hard to be better when you foul that much, to be honest, and you don't get to play. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday down there in Birmingham, Bartow Arenas, was a Tiger takeover. It's a game you dream about. Andy Kennedy told you. He said, these young fellas on my ball club grew up dreaming about playing in this game. They get goosebumps when they win. Yaxel got he got chicken skin last year when he beat us. They dream about it. Sold out, packed out arena down there. Got down 11 early. I know there were some people panicking. Some people calling it early, saying this one's over. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel a little bit that way myself.
Right.
Wasn't able. I was stuck down there in the Landers Center. We talk about that for a second. I had to watch the first half on my phone in Landers Center with Blippi on stage. The show runtime for the Blippi live show is approximately an hour 15, hour 20. It was supposed to start at 2. So I was like, all right, I'll miss the first, maybe media timeout, maybe make it to the under 12. We'll be out of there. I'll be ready to rock and roll. I'll get to see the whole second half at home. You know what you don't do when you're at a children's show is start the thing 30 minutes late.
No.
Blippi shows
Not
up
the
30
most
minutes
patient
late.
Bunch.
And then you perform for 30 minutes and you take a 20-minute halftime. We've been, look, the last couple of weeks we've been complaining about the game ops, the form. This is my formal complaint with Blippi live operations because that was atrocious yesterday at the Landers Center. And TJ is so out of focus, it's unbelievable.
It randomly decides to pick up my microphone sometimes. I don't know. I don't ask questions. It just
anyway, wasn't the best first half to watch. Made a little bit of a run there at the end. Some of the foul calls were just absolutely absurd. Dain got 2 early. Musa got 2. There was an and 1 call on Yaxel where for some reason he was fouled at the free throw line, but was able to continue to run through the lane and then dunk it, and it was counted as an and 1. There's a lot of
continuation there.
A lot of questionable things going on with Tom Spaghetti on the sidelines there yesterday down there in Birmingham.
College basketball refereeing in general, I feel like that's almost an evergreen statement.
They make it unwatchable so often. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. We didn't even mention it, but we cooked Rice. What was that? Last Wednesday, 84-72. Almost covered. It was set at 12.5. But you did what you needed to do. You took care of business. We've been talking about it for weeks. Dain Dainja, filthy, 25 and 10 with 2 assists and a steal and 3 blocks, 3 key blocks there against Rice. After his performance yesterday against Yaxel and UAB, where he had 17 something. I got to switch to the box score off the top of my head. Your boy Dain, 31 minutes, 8 of 15 from the field, 12 offensive rebounds, 5 offense, 17 rebounds, 16 points, 2 blocks, a steal, and 2 assists. Your boy is American Conference Player of the Week.
Makes sense. I don't know who else would be.
Averaged 20.5, 13.5, 2 assists, 2 blocks in 2 games last week.
This is really tough, by the way.
He's just filthy. All over what's tough.
I am this is brutal. I forget that my camera's backwards.
Oh,
so I'm having to write it backwards. It's so tough.
That's impressive that you just did that, honestly.
Well, I didn't at first. At first, I went forward. Rice is cooked. Whoever had the Rice is cooked sign, incredible. Loved it. Quit being so blurry. The post.
I don't think we ever talked about it. What I would have really loved to have seen was the sign. I think we saw it down. Was it South Florida? Somebody had it. It was like nice little quad 4 game to boost the resume. That's maybe my favorite sign that I've ever seen in my life. I might try to break that out on Friday night at the Forum.
I said quad.
Nothing like a quad.
It was something.
Yeah, nothing like a quad 8
clearly
to boost the resume. That was the all-time sign for the season. Just a fantastic game yesterday. Colby Rogers came through big, 5 of 9 from 3, 7 of 13 from the field, had 21. PJ turned it on in the second half, 25, 4 assists, 2 boards, a steal. Your boy Dain with a double-double.
17 of the 25 in the final 12 minutes.
In the second half of the second half.
He shot free throws. We're back to doing that.
He did. I think he only had 2 in the first half and then had 6 in the second stanza. So he's back up. There's a game right there with 8 attempts for PJ. Getting a little bit of love. We didn't even shoot well from 3 yesterday.
Not at all.
We covered. We won. We should have won by double digits. We gave up a late dunk and a silly 3, but
that's the Tiger way as of late.
Not going to complain about it. Not going to complain about a victory down there in the biggest game in UBA's program history. You did what you had to do. You solidified yourself as the best team in the conference. That's TJ. That's a clean sweep of not only UAB, but a clean sweep of the 3 teams in second, third, and fourth place.
I would say the entire conference.
Not lost a game to anyone in the top 4. 4, no. You only played Tulane once. You only played North Texas once, but still, you beat them. Yeah. Not a bad spot to be.
Before we move on, shout out to Nicholas Jourdain in the Rice game. Jourdain coming off, 19 points. There's a point in time where he and Dain, I think, were tied at like 15 each or 14 each, something like that. And I was like, this is not my bingo card. I was not expecting Jourdain, of all players. Talented, of course, for Temple guy, but
shout out to Jourdain yesterday.
Yeah, easy minutes.
Big game against Rice, but he had a big putback dunk late. He had a big put back off of a missed jumper to give us the lead again after they tied it up 72 all. Temple guy making plays down the stretch. We shot like
got a few more.
I think it was 68% yesterday in the second half. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we were like It was something crazy. 19 of 28 in the second half or something.
Okay. Yeah. You finished the game at 53. So
yeah. I mean, we had 4 turnovers in the second half. You had 9 in the first, and then you really took care of the ball in the second half. Only had 4 turnovers.
That's
Ended up with 13.
Basketball.
I think it's
Did you
Munns
see
that
the
have been
video
of the celebrations.
Yes.
I mean, I love it. I love that the guys are having fun, but I also, a part of me, I'm not going to lie to you, a part of me was like, it's just UAB. Like, come on now. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not against, I'm not against the hype. Let's get it. I love it. Have fun. I think it was maybe just like the water celebratory. That felt like it was more of a like, hey, if we'd clinched that we won the American, all for it. But I don't know. At that point, you'd beaten UAB. I get it. Whatever. It seemed a little much for me.
When did they clinch in this next game? Was it UTSA? Or UTSA they clinch?
I think I was about to say, I think it's if North Texas loses tonight to Wichita, which they are currently down. I've got it on the background.
Down. Yeah.
If North Texas loses and then you beat UTSA tomorrow, you have clinched the American Conference regular season title.
Yeah. Which we've agreed that we prefer the regular season title.
Oh, absolutely.
10 out of 10 times over the conference championship.
Sure. Yep. 100%. And I'll be honest, I didn't, coming into the conference slate, I did not think we would only lose 2 conference games. Now, I'm not getting ahead of myself. I know we have 2 games left this week. Quick turnaround at UTSA tomorrow night. They could get hot. They just absolutely obliterated Rice yesterday, won by 30. So who knows? Maybe they carry that over. Maybe that's a hot shooting streak. They got a dude that can absolutely light it up in Primo Spears. So maybe he goes off. I don't know. He's averaging 20 a night. Is he the 3rd leading scorer in the conference? I think so. Not getting ahead of myself. He had 25 last night. I know we got 2 more, but absolutely want that regular season title. And I think the boys are locked in. I think they understand it. They know what's at stake, and they know they got to take care of business this week.
I feel like we've said this almost every year for the last like 2 or 3 years now that this team feels different. This is the team that can do it. And I think they've all relatively been capable of doing it, but this year it actually felt different. You had everyone in early. And then you kind of had the coaching debacle where you pretty much cleared house with the entire staff. And I was like, oh shit. Like
that thing's got a little bit sketched there for a minute there in late July, early August.
In terms of roster composition, I think we all agreed that this roster is going to be one of the best that Benny's ever had and that he may ever have, honestly. But yeah, I mean, like you said, we've only two games in conference, right? That Temple game and then Wichita.
Yeah, and Wichita State in overtime, which really was very winnable. Yeah. Very, very winnable. I mean, over the course of a 18-game conference slate, like, is it 18 or 16? Yeah, it's 18.
18. Yeah.
It's going to be tough to not have 1 or 2 stinkers, right? Like, night in and night out. It's just chances are there's going to be 1 or 2. And they know they got to take care of business. This is why it's freaking finals week. You put in all the work leading up to this. You've done all the study and you're prepared. You got 2 tests. You got 2 tests left. Tomorrow night, Friday night. One of them away, one of them at home. You pull them out. 16-2 in the conference champions, 1 seed. And then whatever you do in the conference tournament, I don't think it even really matters, to be honest. I mean, it'd be nice to go ahead and win that, have a little bit of momentum going in, but
sure,
if they decided to withdraw from the conference tournament to rest up, wouldn't blame them. Is that legal? Can you elect to not play in your conference tournament?
I don't think so.
And should we do that? Or would it count as losses? Would it count as a law? Would we have to forfeit?
Didn't we talk? I feel like we talk about this every year. How does the conference tournament play affect your seeding at all? And like, if you don't win it,
when we won it, it didn't matter at all. So it should be. If you lose, it shouldn't matter at all. I mean, I get. Let me reframe. We can't. I don't think we can come out and lose Friday.
Yeah,
you can't come out and lose Friday to. I think right now it's either where the way that it's sitting is like South Florida or Temple maybe would be the winner of that game is who we would play. But I think if you got knocked off by, I don't think we'd lose to Tulane. But let's say you make it to championship and you lose to North Texas, like it shouldn't impact you.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt you too much.
I don't think you should drop a seed or anything. So North Texas just took the lead on a 3 with 10 minutes left. So looks like the what do they call this? The super pit down there it's getting a little bit turned up.
Kind of a dumb name, but got to go with it.
Hey, they got a nickname. We'll roll with it.
Yeah.
So close out finals week strong. You do that and you're the champions. And this time next week, we'll be celebrating a 1 seed and a regular season title for the first time in American Conference history. Your Memphis Tigers.
Wow, that is right. Because the last time we won was 2013, 24. Yeah, it had to be 2013.
13. We were in the American.
Were they?
2013 was the first year of the American Conference. Gotta be that 2012.
2012, 2013, was it not?
Oh yeah, okay. You're talking, yeah.
Well, I don't know how they classify that. It was 2012, 2013 year, so I assumed it would be the 2013 championship.
I got you. I think you're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right.
That's crazy to think about.
What?
Temple has more. Years? Yeah, it's Temple. Yeah, Temple's won an American basketball championship, right?
Like a regular season?
No, they won football.
Title?
I think they won football. I think they
won football. I don't think they've won a basketball one, unless women.
That's crazy to think about, though. I don't know that information, honestly. I'm just trying to think of who else has won the American basketball outside of the obvious in Houston.
Cincy won a couple. SMU's won some.
Yeah, SMU.
South Florida's won one before us.
They won last year, right? Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Well, a little different scenario. Losing Pryor and then obviously their coach. So it's kind of kind of hit on that. But that's gotta suck too. Like, all things aside. They seem to be on something pretty special and then lose a coach like that. So
we hold the record. Stink. We hold the record for most CUSA championships though, with 7. Next closest is 4 championships. You know who it was?
Who it was, meaning they're not in the.
Yeah, they're no longer in the conference. We have 7 conference championships. The next is 4. And it is the University of, no, they only have 2. Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Okay. That was going to be
You know who does? You know who's tied at 3rd? Louisville is 3rd with 2. You know who's tied with Louisville with 2 Conference USA championships?
Is it someone off the wall?
I don't remember this at all, but they
had don't say
99 and 01.
99 and 01?
Mm-hmm. I'll give you a hint. They are a current conference foe.
They're a current conference foe?
Yeah. They're currently in the American.
And they were in CUSA and they won.
Yeah. Yeah, and they won it in 1999, 2001, champions.
I was honestly thinking it was going to be like Marshall or someone random like that, but they're not in the American. Who is in? Charlotte?
Yeah, that's an incredible guess that you just got that. It is Charlotte.
I'm just trying to put the two together.
Yeah, it's Charlotte, Tennessee.
Dang.
FAU has one. They won in 2023. North Texas has one. They won in 2021. And Tulsa has one. They won in 2014.
Tulsa was also a possibility because I was trying to think of someone that was with us at CUSA and then with us now.
It was Charlotte.
Very small list.
It was Charlotte. I'm looking forward to that. I'm
just kind of been booty nonstop. So
yeah, I don't even think they have. They didn't have a Conference USA one. I'm looking forward to that championship. Looking forward to the banner hanging. It's a long time.
You gonna cry? You gonna tear up a little bit?
If I'm in the building on Friday, I might get emotional about it.
That's fair.
Wouldn't put it past me. It's at 8 p.m. Friday game. I might have a couple hit the trails in me. You never know.
Sign to come.
But you talking about that? There's a solid chance she's listening to this as this airs, but there's a solid chance that my mom tears up. She's been known to tear up on senior nights. Not so much anymore since guys don't stick around for 4 years. But when we used to have those 4-year guys and it was their senior night, you could count on old BB Lastly crying. Shout out, Mom. We love you.
It's the emotional attachment, you know?
Speaking of seniors, is Dain putting together a Conference Player of the Year campaign? And is he doing enough? Since he was inserted in the starting lineup, my guy has been absolutely unstoppable. I mean, he's made the preseason Conference Player of the Year look like a JV high school player twice. I don't even know what Yaxel had yesterday. I think Yaxel had more fouls than he had made baskets, maybe. Outside of free throws. Yaxel had 4 made field goals and he had 4 fouls.
See, here's the thing is I think Dain's been great, but it's more as of late. And it hasn't been very consistent throughout the season, right? If you look at not that I'm making a case for Yaxel to win it, but Yaxel has looked incredible in every game he's played, essentially, except when he plays Memphis. So like we're kind of his kryptonite.
Okay,
I don't know his
I'll tell you this.
But
Dain has had 14 or more points in all but 4 conference games. So 12 out of 16 so far. One of those was 10. So he scored in double figures in all but 3 conference games. He had 3 points against Wichita at home, where he only took 2 shots. I don't know what the heck happened there. Played 28 minutes, only took 2 shots. 6 points against Rice at Rice, was 3 of 6 from the field. And then he only had 4. What happens when he plays Wichita State? 2 of his 3 games not making double figures were against Wichita. He averages 3.5 points against Wichita.
Well, here's the counter.
Only taken 7 total shots.
Is Yaxel's lowest points total in conference games looks to be 9. That's versus Tulsa. But other than that, he's had a 12, a 25, a 22, an 11, a 24, 18, 28, 22, 17, 22, 21, 21, 13, 11, 10. And then not to mention it's double-digit boards in all but 3 games. So it seems hard for me to rationalize Dain over Yaxel. Because Yaxel does do very similar to Dain, does a lot and fills the stat sheet up for a big guy.
You're not going PJ?
Well, that's what I'm saying, but this is all a moot conversation because it should be PJ Haggerty.
Yeah, I think it.
I don't know how you make an argument over him.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it will be PJ. But I'm just saying, Dain's put on a hell of a show, and he's thrown his name in the hat for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I don't know if they have rankings or placements. Like this guy wins, PJ wins first, but honorable mention is Yaxel and Dain.
It
Like I could totally
certainly
see Dain taking over Mashburn, just with Mashburn being out for a bit. I could see Dain getting those votes now.
Yeah.
Which,
He's-
how
I
sick
mean,
to have two players on Conference Player of the Year.
That would be wild. And the finishing, I don't know if they release like a top three. I think they just go out to
Yeah, that's what I'm
whoever it
saying.
is. But is a transfer eligible for the newcomer of the year? Isn't there a
That's a good
newcomer?
question. I believe so.
Isn't
I
there
don't know
a
what else
newcomer?
newcomer would be if you can't be.
Or am I just thinking of freshman of the year?
That's what I'm saying. If there's a newcomer of the year, but you can't include a transfer, that just sounds like the freshman of the year, you know?
Yeah.
In conference
Yeah.
play, PJ Haggerty averaging 16 points. Are these totals? No. Why are some of the stats are totals and some are so? This is confusing. Some of them, for some reason, are averages and some are totals. So disregard where I was going with that. But
What are you looking at there?
here we go. I can't read. 20.8 points a game. There's both. The top line is totals. The second line is averages. 20 and 5 rebounds and 4 assists and 2 steals. It should be PJ Haggerty without question.
It should be with a very bad. I mean, it should be PJ 1A, Dain Dainja, 2, Mashburn, 4, Yaxel.
I would be very curious if Mashburn was able to stay healthy and play those games, if he would get more of a mention, because he has been very good. I mean, he has been.
He definitely would. He was leading the conference in scoring. I think for sure his name would be up there. But you got, it would be a crime not to
play
give it to PJ, who's arguably better, and he's on a much better team. Who's going to?
You can't play in
conference
10 conference games and win it all.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of must play in 90%, 85%. I don't know.
Yeah, he was on a heater though. 24 points a game.
Yeah, he was going nuts. He was scoring quite a bit. He sure was.
Yeah. Whatever. Nerd.
Well, too bad we don't get a vote. You know where those votes would go. We'll have to see. Is that announced before the conference tournament or after? I guess it would be after.
After, right?
I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. So big week. Get these two. We'll be celebrating the championship next week. We got to get a special beer for a regular season championship.
You make that happen.
That's on you.
After the conclusion of the regular season, just before the conference tournament.
Oh, so we'll hopefully
Typically.
early next week we'll know. Maybe by the time we're recording the show, maybe we'll be able to announce it. We should have a live awards show. I'll have to talk to Kenny about that.
Maybe that's what we need to start doing. We need to start doing like how in football we have the superlatives. We need to start doing that for basketball somehow.
We should.
I think it's kind of obvious. So like we're not allowed to say the starting point guard for any answer. Seems like cheating. I don't know.
Yeah. No, but you could definitely do like statistical leaders.
Sure.
Who will have a game winner, that kind of thing. I think.
I'm good with that.
We'll figure it out. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. We figured out over the weekend who the fastest quarterback in the entire world is. And Timothy, we finally, after months and months and months and every other conference in the entire world announcing a schedule, we finally have a football schedule. So we're going to take our first look at that when we come right back. I mean, when you are
in a situation in every single game where you're favored by double digits, you're supposed to beat them by a lot. You're far better than they are. They're not even top 200 or whatever in the net. That type of situation. It's their Super Bowl. When you're in that spot every single game, it's just difficult, regardless of how much better you theoretically are. And for that reason, I haven't really been kind of squeaking out these games against Memphis too much, because they were losing them last year. They were losing them.
Right.
And to go from that to actually winning them, and for the most part taking care of business in the league, that's an improvement in of itself. But now that there has been a loss here, that probably does change the conversation a little bit.
Tune in to Tigers Live with Francis Carlotta, live after every Memphis Tiger basketball game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Daniel Greer shout out. The NBA should have paid $100,000 to call out John Morant and Zion.
Oh, why have they not done that before? Yeah, just like WWE style. Cut a promo right there at midcourt. John Morant, you think you're the best. You think you're the best, but you're too scared.
And then you heard
Zion.
Is that Jaron Jackson Jr.'s music?
Stick legs? Well, I think they're made out of soft butter. You know.
Can we get Jim Ross in here to call the dunk contest?
Oh, and John Morant show up with Paul Heyman. Like, oh.
My God, that's John Morant's music. Oh God, my God, it would be so good.
Oh man, they're missing out. They're missing out on so much. Why are we not commissioners of the NBA?
Tune in to The Daily Grind with your host, Luke Hatmaker, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Dirty. I've never seen that little character on the Daily Grinds logo. What is that thing? You see that little guy?
That little guy? What do you mean?
They had like a little character on their logo. You need to go look at it. It's weird looking. If you didn't see it, you have to rewatch the commercial.
I see an egg. I always thought that was an egg. Is it not an egg?
I don't know. Is that what it is? Oh, maybe it is.
No, actually, no. It's
like
dumb.
for
I think it's actually it's coffee.
It's for breakfast.
That's actually what we're looking at. That I always thought it was an egg. It's coffee. Clearly,
gotcha. That makes more sense. Timothy, we found out the fastest quarterback in the entire world over the weekend, and you nailed it. Didn't you? What are you saying?
Second fastest quarterback. I think technically he finished as the second fastest.
Well, who was faster?
Mizzou's quarterback, Cook.
Really?
Yeah, but
didn't he mess his knee up?
I don't ask these questions, dude. I'm pretty sure two quarterbacks ran.
Oh, you're right. You ran a 4.59.
Fast.
Wow. Brady Cook.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. Eye-popping number by Brady. 4.59.
I think the 40 matters that much for quarterbacks. I think that's why you get a lot of them not running it, because there's no reason
in the case of Seth
for a lot of these guys to run it. I mean, Cam Ward could put up some solid numbers. It doesn't hurt you,
sure,
unless you're like a 5'4". That would not be great, but
but then you're not running. Absolutely, but in Seth's case and Brady's, obviously, it sounds like it helped quite a bit.
Yeah. Look, the people that follow
Seth's athleticism numbers are off the charts.
I don't know about that, but
he's an athlete. He proved it at the combine.
He is an athlete. Well, so there's actually a guy who puts out a score based off what you got. And I wished I would have known you were going with this, and I would have pulled it up beforehand. But basically, based off your numbers at the combine, he will give you a score. I want to say he calls it a racy. I don't know if that's actually true. think I'm confusing work and football stuff together into one.
It's like that's a work thing.
But he will give a score based off your measurables: height, weight, hand size, explosiveness. Oh, here it is. It's not racy. It is a relative athletic score, RAS. I wish I could just take this screenshot and push it up here so you can follow along.
You can.
With me.
You can share it. You can share it.
Can I?
Yeah, go down to
All right, cool.
present. There's a present down there. Let's see this RAS. You said hand size.
Work tech.
That was a downfall of Seth, is that he's got small hands.
Smaller than average hands, yeah.
At least is what I've been told.
Yeah, let me know when this comes through. Can you see this? Shows me it's being shared. All right. Really? You can't see this?
Oh, here, I got to add it.
Oh, my
See,
goodness.
this is what happens when we don't have Kenneth here.
I know. What are you going to do?
Why can't we develop something cool like this? This looks great.
I know. It does look great. So what
the
you'll
hell
see
is
here,
that bomb in the top corner?
that's just his logo. Just go with it. He's Math Bomb. It's his whole thing. Kent Lee Platt.
Red. So red is
art,
bad. Why is Seth's weight bad?
I don't know. I thought that was weird too. So maybe 215 is on the heavier side. I think 6'3", 215. That's a good size dude.
Great.
I think Trey's saying that because he is likely 6'3", 215. He's probably the same size as Seth. So
really good size, to be honest with you.
But his size here came back as okay. His explosion grade is good. His speed grade came back as good. It was really in that short 3-cone and shuttle that Seth just didn't do that great in. But it is.
So I'm assuming the scale is poor, okay, good, great.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Interesting.
But I will say you're not.
That's only measured great in one, and that was in the 10-yard split.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But again, I don't know how many quarterbacks went out and did this in general. So, well, we're good. So when you do these things, like it's how do you compare it against other quarterbacks? Whatever. But all in all, pretty impressive numbers from him.
I mean, it sounds like it. He did good work at the combine, and now people are talking about him potentially being drafted.
Yes, I am definitely on the record.
I don't think that was a real conversation coming into the combine.
No, and I am. So say I will admit, front and center, I was one that did not think he was going to get drafted. I really didn't, and it's nothing against him. It's there's just not a lot of quarterbacks that are typically drafted. I mean, there kind of are, but they kind of aren't at the same time. And there's a decent quarterback draft here. A nice. You have Shadur and you have Cam Ward at the top, and then there is this kind of drop off and this middle ground where people don't really know where the rest of them are going to fall. Like it's probably going to be the Ole Miss quarterback whose name is skipping me. He'll probably be the next guy off the board. But then you have this weird middle ground, and I don't think people really know what to do. And Seth has only helped himself based off everyone I follow that is a scout, anyone that is closely related to the NFL. They think Seth has been off the charts going back to the Senior Bowl, going back to the combine, hitting guys in stride, hitting great throws. He's just only helped himself.
Kenny told us
it's great to hear.
He really, really liked Seth's balls over the weekend.
He did say that, and he edited it, and I think he's trying to play it off, but I think we know. I think we know what he said.
Anyway, shout out to Seth. Combine was very good to him. Did great for his draft stock. We'll see what ends up happening here in, I don't know, what, 7.5 weeks or so.
Guess what? Don't worry. Before you go anywhere, I'm going to share this again. Got another one. Now that I know how to do this fun stuff.
Only if I add it. I've got to add it in.
But you got to add it in. I know. But we also had the did it pop up?
Rock. Wow, Rock got a great in height and weight. Okay, explain that to me. Why is 6'3", 215 bad, but 6'1" and 213, that weight is great?
Different position, Trey. That's why. I don't know. That doesn't make.
I mean, I feel like a 215 weighted quarterback is solid. Also, there needs to be like a note field. Is it bad because they want Seth to weigh more? Are they saying he's too thin?
Maybe.
And susceptible to injuries and being hit in the league. That's got to be what it is. They want him to be 6'3", like 225.
We could pull up Will Howard's and see what his looks like, right? Maybe we can get some feedback on Will Howard and his RAS score. But looking at Rock here, great size, poor explosion. I will say, I believe Seth had a higher vertical than Rock. We're not too shocked by that, right? Rock was never a guy that was jumping out of the gym. But that's not what you're asking him to do.
No.
Do you think this?
They mismeasured that.
Do you think this is a friendly banter going back and forth between these two, between Seth and Rock? Where Seth had a higher jumping Rock
vertical, yes,
he did. I think it was like a 31. I'm pretty sure I remember that.
100%. He should be having fun with that.
How funny is that?
Interesting.
Will Howard. Oh yeah, you're right. So looking at Will Howard's RAS, and he came back at 6'4", 236, and he is elite size. So Seth is too thin, is what we're learning here.
TJ, not to go off, we have breaking news.
I saw that just come through.
Just came through, ladies and gentlemen. Javonte Mackey will be entering the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Interesting, to say the least. The portal's not open right now, but
yeah.
Guess he plans on putting his name in the hat. I don't know. Seems strange.
There's a lot that goes into that stuff. It's is he not getting the playing time that maybe he thought? Not playing time.
He definitely didn't last year.
Well, he did tear his ACL. A lot goes into those decisions. I wouldn't make anything of that just yet. He could also pull his name out.
Sure could.
You never really know.
We don't know anything about. You can always pull out. Now, whether or not that happens in time, I don't know, but the option is there to do that if you so choose.
There could be another one on their way in, is the way I typically word that.
He could be pulling out to make room for someone else to go in. That's what you're telling me.
William.
He's asleep. Timothy, we have a freaking football schedule. Finally. I mean, they literally waited to the last day of February to drop it. Give me your raw, just initial first thought on it.
Maybe I'm being too nice. I don't hate it the way everybody does.
I like it.
Okay, just making sure.
I
know a lot of people have poo-pooed on it, but I don't think it's that bad.
I mean, I think there are things that you can definitely point to and are like, that's not great. The fact that we don't play back-to-back home games, period, anywhere on the schedule. Again, you got to get accustomed to this. We play multiple weeknight games.
Yeah.
I mean, at home too, which is unfortunate. But I don't have any. You play the best teams at home, I would say, with Arkansas, South Florida, Tulane, and Navy all at home. I mean, the road slate's not anything I think it's very favorable. You got at FAU, at UAB, at Rice. The only one to me that on the road is tough would be that East Carolina.
East Carolina, for sure.
They really turned it around second half of last year. So, they're probably going to be an improved ball club this year. But I like our schedule. I think you got good home matchups. I wish you had one more home game, like the years that we get 7. So playing at Troy and at Georgia State in back-to-back weeks, I don't necessarily like in September.
Well,
but overall, no complaints. You got Tulane November 7th on a Friday. The one that I'm most excited about, I don't know if everybody feels this way, but Navy, and initially when they announced it, they said it was either Thanksgiving night or Black Friday. They have since, as of today, the conference came out and said it will officially be Thanksgiving. So I'm fired up about a turkey leg inside the Liberty Bowl on Thanksgiving night, to be honest with you. That's exciting to me. I don't know why. I've never, you're always watching football on Thanksgiving. I've never gone to a football game on Thanksgiving. So I'm fired up that my most favorite team in the entire world is playing on Thanksgiving night at home against what should be, with Horvath coming back and a lot of their team coming back, could have American Conference Championship implications. And maybe college football playoff.
I will say 247 actually put out an article projecting college football's top 10 backfields of 2025. Spoiler alert, Memphis was not on that list. I think just a lot of uncertainty there. But
It was the top 10 what?
Best backfields, projected backfields of 2025. Navy is on there because you do get back Blake Horvath, the damn fullback, Tezca, whatever his name is, and then Heidenreich, probably how you would pronounce that. Tezca obviously is incredible. Horvath sucked for so long, and he decided to be good at football last year. But going back to the schedule, two things that I think a lot of people are pointing out. One, you agreed with me that all of your good games are at home, so that benefits us as Tiger fans. I've seen a lot of people comment on the at Georgia State and at Troy, but you have to realize that the Tigers recruit very heavily from Alabama and Georgia. So those are recruiting games. You want to get in those states. You want those local kids to see you. They have the ability to see you without having to travel all the way to Memphis. You're not having to fly those guys in, et cetera, et cetera. I don't mind this home schedule. I don't mind the schedule in general, all in all, right? I think it does set up where there are going to be some difficult games, right? Arkansas, as they have not been great, but they're still an SEC team. They have the talent on that roster. They can be pretty good. I mean, relatively. We talked about ECU, not an easy home game ever. They've always played very well at home. And then Navy, we touched on Navy, and they're on people's list of best backfields in 2025. So you can't overwrite them.
I think it goes either way. We've played Navy early in our year, where I think you get the benefit of a lot of times Navy improves as the year goes on. Typically, they're usually running at their best later in the season, but the benefit of that, unlike this past year, is you're going to have 11 games of tape on them at that point in time. You're going to see everything that they're capable of running.
Yeah.
So there should be no surprises. You should know what to expect and be prepared. I think that's all. It also works out where we get we're getting a bye before that as well. Yeah, we play the 15th at ECU, and then you get a bye week, so you get a little extra time prepare with extra footage and ready to rock. I'm excited.
I will say,
a good game.
Where we differ is you are excited about the Navy game, and I am not, because Thanksgiving is just kind of a hectic day in general. So imagine like everybody cooking kind of situation. The kids are going crazy. They're running all over the place. And then we're having to like chase them down. But I'm like, hey, I actually need you guys to cook and take care of the kids. I got to watch this game. I'll come back later. Maybe I'll take my son with me or something. I don't know. Whichever one wants to go.
I am interested to see what time they make that. The later, the better for me. Like if that's a Thanksgiving night at 8 p.m., perfect. Let me get that. Let me get an 8 p.m. kick on Thanksgiving night.
Kick.
Yeah. Like let me get, if we could get the kids down earlier on Thanksgiving, they've been up all day. We've been going, we'll get a 6:30 in there and I'll roll out. I would love an 8 p.m. kick. It'll probably be a 6 p.m. kick though. Isn't that what it was against Tulane this year? Something like that.
I believe you're correct. And then also you touched about weekday games. Obviously Navy we talked about is on a Thursday, Tulane on a Friday, Rice on a Friday. I thought there was one more. No, I guess
I didn't even
3.
I didn't even realize that at Rice was on a Friday as well.
Yeah, I don't mind those games. I think that's when you get more viewership. You have more eyes on you kind of situation. So
sure.
it kind of sucks, but like it's not that bad, right?
There's definitely some
not a great day for a football game though.
Right. There's some benefit there. I don't think the fact that we're playing Rice helps. I mean, I guess if you're the only, which we there's no way we'll be the only college football game on that day, but the fewer games will give you the opportunity to have more eyes on you. But Halloween night is probably not a night. At least it's not a home game.
We'll be,
Halloween night on a Friday. Gosh, can you imagine that? That crowd? Not good. Not good at all.
Not great, Bob.
But all in all, I like the schedule. I think it's good. The downfall of that, though, all the good games being at home this year means the next year will likely be a bunch of dookie at home. So we have that to look forward to. The first year in the new stadium should be a good doo-doo schedule.
Well, hold on. Before you go with the doo-doo schedule, because that's when
do we get State back?
You get Arkansas State at home, at Boise State, at Arkansas.
Yeah, see, those are away games.
The Skyhawks come back in town. You get Arkansas.
So
I don't mind the Arkansas State game. I like the
Arkansas.
State game. Call me crazy.
Maybe we'll have a new conference schedule by then. Maybe that can happen. Think so?
That could happen. Maybe.
For the
you don't get State back until 2028. Assuming they don't buy themselves out of it.
Goodness, at Boise and at Arkansas. That is tough. That's tough stuff. Back-to-back weeks, according to FBS schedules.
So I was looking at too. It is tough.
Anyway.
But you got to do what you got to do.
You do. All right, let's get in this hit the trail. Yaks. I thought this was good, Timothy.
It is good.
This one's coming down to the wire. We got a 68-66 ball game with 22.4 left. North Texas is up. It's a solid pale ale. We know what these Hampline cans are. We got our boy Natch. We got him on a trike. There is chaos happening on the floor currently. I have no idea what just happened. There are people all over the place. The can's fine. A lot of woodsy stuff going on. He's got a compass because he's out in the woods hiking. I don't know. 5'9".
You say 5'9". Okay. I don't mind this can. I don't mind it. I like the woodsiness. I think it kind of plays into it. This is the thing is he's got one of these things I call a Jonathan hat. I don't know the actual name of them, and I'm not doing a very good job of displaying what it is. But Natch has on a Jonathan hat. It looks like this hat.
Our friend Jonathan.
Yeah.
Why is that his hat?
They're rounded in the back, and then they come to like a point in the front, almost like a Cillian Murphy, whatever that guy's name is, like a Peaky Blinders type of hat. That's just a Jonathan hat. That's what I call those. He's got on one of those, plus he's holding a watch. I don't understand that whole situation. I wanted to give it a good score because I like the green and the
Did
trail.
You say he's holding a watch?
Does that know what that is?
It's a compass.
Is it a compass?
Never.
I'm in low light here.
Do you not have your contacts in?
I do, but I'm in low light. But now that I turned it, I can see it. You can't even see where I'm at now. But when I turn it this way, it's just blue light in the room, so you can't really see it.
What are those things called? A scally cap?
No, they're called Jonathan hats.
Scally cap. Yeah, it's a scally.
It's almost
cap.
like
He's wearing a
Kangol.
scally cap. Yeah, like scally cap. That's what I typed in at Kangol. Well,
Yeah,
North
it's a
Texas
Kangol.
wins. North
It's a
Texas
Kangol
pulled it
hat,
out.
but I didn't know if you know. I didn't know if you know that one. Yeah, whatever on the can. I like the color scheme, but it's more of the same. Will you let me do my beer review, dude?
Wichita State had
blow
to
it
shoot a
for us, I know.
half-court shot out of the half court because they threw one of the worst passes I've ever seen in my entire life.
Did you say 5.9?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give it like a 6 just because I like the color of the green in the back. Plus, you get the pop in yellow.
Like they do give a good woodsy feel with the green and then the brown on the script, but
the beer was good. I liked it. I
good.
could definitely drink 2 of these back to back.
And it definitely feels like one you want to drink out in nature. I don't know how to explain that, but it does. It feels like if you're at a campsite, this is what you'd have.
I would like to drink this from a tap and then maybe go sit outside.
It's real
on
earthy.
a nice 70-degree day.
Oh yeah.
I think this would be very good on tap. It was good in can, so I think it'd be very good on tap.
I think it would as well. I wouldn't mind it on tap.
I'd say like a 7.3 on the beer. I really liked it.
No, I don't think that's crazy at all because I was thinking 7.1 myself. This one was good.
It was good. 7.1, you say?
Yeah.
The finer details here. It's not going to show up on the camera, but there are wood ring. Oh, maybe it will. There's like wood rings in the trail.
Oh my goodness. You're right. Holy crap. I didn't notice that.
6.1.
I did not even notice that. That is literally wood.
Yeah. I get it now. Will you stop it?
That is, I feel bad about my can score now.
You can still change it if you want. I mean,
it's locked in at this point. But
right, I'm blurry.
I do feel like I should have put them a little higher based on that.
Just saying.
Tree trunk
hit the trail
font.
Get yourself a hit the trail. These are good.
That's good stuff. All right. Finals week. Hey, be there. We didn't talk about it, but it's the last game of the year at home. Senior day. Get out there. This team deserves it. If you're a student, get out there. You got a chance to win $10K with a half-court shot. Let's pack the form for the last home game of the year.
Are there any more theme games? Are we done here with the theme games?
No, there should be a theme. Let me look at it.
It just says senior night. When I looked at it, it just said senior night. I thought there'd be more to it than that.
Nope, I guess it's just senior night. I mean, it doesn't matter. The themes haven't, nothing's come of them anyway. So
no, still waiting on that superhero.
Not like we're missing anything, you know? So just get out there, celebrate this team and celebrate the seniors and the year that Penny Hardaway and this ball club's put together, and come back next week and bring a cold beer, stay for our hot takes, and let's celebrate a championship regular season style for the first time in American Conference history.
Yes.
Let's freaking go. Peace.
If you enjoyed this episode of Tigers Untapped, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Like and subscribe at Bluff City Media's YouTube page. Head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co for comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports.